Now, if there's one thing that we've learned from COVID time, it's that humans need to become more creative so that they can innovate better, so that they can survive in this modern, volatile world. Let's face it, we don't know what waits us around the corner. Maybe another pandemic. I hope not. But we can't rule anything out because it's a very, very volatile world that we live in. In this video, I'm going to speak about 3 steps that you can take to help you to innovate better. And if you've not joined us before, my name is Dr. Nasar Ali from YPS, where we help young people with personal development with a special focus on leadership, innovation, and communication. Now, what are these 3 steps? Step number 1 is that when you come to innovate, make sure you are solving a problem. And by solving a problem, you are actually helping your fellow humans. Never have other things like money in mind where you want to innovate. Always have a problem that you're solving. And obviously, when you solve problems and you become successful and it benefits people, then obviously the money part will come with it. So for example, during COVID, we had, due to this deadly virus, millions of people were dying. And in order to stop these people from dying, scientists had a tough, difficult task to develop a vaccine in the shortest time possible. Normally it takes years and years to develop vaccines, but scientists, because there was a need, took only within 10 months they were able to develop these vaccines. And as a result, a lot of the people from all around the world were actually prevented from dying. So these vaccines actually saved human lives. And as a result, a lot of these companies that manufactured these, they made trillions of dollars. So we had Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna. So all these companies made a lot of money, but the objective was first to actually solve a problem, and the problem was people were dying, and the solution was this vaccine that saved these people from dying. So always when you come to innovate, make sure you're solving the problem. And if you're not too clear about what the problems are, you could go on the United Nations website and see the Sustainable Development Goals. So it gives you areas where you can work on where there is a concern, and you can help to solve these problems. So number 1 is always solve a problem. Number 2 is you need to make sure that you actually test things out. You need to be experimental. So at times you can have a problem in your mind. You said, okay, there's a problem there, and you have a possible solution. Now these solutions might stay in your mind only. And if it stays there and you don't actually test anything out, then nothing's ever going to happen. So you need to make sure that you actually implement your ideas, so to test them out. Obviously, you need to be very, very reasonable. You need to make sure what you're doing is safe and it doesn't harm anybody. So test things out, be experimental. And number 3 is that you can't always innovate alone. So you need to make sure that you network. You need to form teams. And only then, through exchange of ideas, that you'll be able to innovate. Because you could be solving a problem, in your lab or anywhere else. You're solving a problem, and by solving that problem, it could be that you've taken an inventive step, but without knowing about it. But then when you share what you've done with other people, and these people will talk to other people, you could actually, what you're trying to do, you're creating a culture of innovation. So it's very, very important that it's difficult to innovate alone. Make sure you get yourself into a team and you network. That's the key. So the 3 steps that what I mentioned today in this video are: number 1, you need to make sure you solve a problem. Innovate to solve a problem. Number 2, make sure you test things out. You're experimental, and it's not just keeping ideas into your mind, but actually testing them out. And finally, make sure you network with people, work with people in order to innovate. And hopefully through innovation, you'll be able to solve problems and help your fellow human and make this world a safer place for all of us to live in.